Today I wanted to go over the 12 reasons why the narcissist has the ability to cheat and it doesn't bother them. So let's get into it. The first one is going to be lack of empathy. We all know that. They have no love. So when you have no love or lack of love, it's very easy for you to do things because you don't feel any remorse. Number two is they are entitled and they have an inflated sense of self. So they feel like that they are above and beyond you, that they are princes and princesses and queens and kings, and that we are subservient species, so that they are allowed to do these things and not feel any sort of way. Number three is they have a need for admiration, attention, and validation. So this is the best way to get it. When they're way down, you can have sex with somebody and that will bring you up. It'll make you feel good if you don't feel empathy and you have no love connected to it. Also, it's a way of getting somebody attached to you so you can build a trauma bond. Next is the fear of intimacy. So when they have a relationship with somebody like a primary source supply, if they are starting to get into the fact that, they're starting to feel a certain sort of way, maybe going down the path of love, this, or have feelings for them, then when they do cheat on them, this will keep them from getting intimate with them. I mean, even in a psychological or a spiritual level. This kind of puts it to death. If they start cheating on the primary source, then it takes them down another pathway. Next is going to be autonomy. So they feel like that they are in their heart, their mind, or whatever you want to call it, they want to be independent. They have an extreme importance to show off that they are independent amongst people. They have a spirit that shows that they are independent and they need nobody. But they are all inherently, the way that they have been brought up or decided to build their life and the character around them, they are completely codependent. In this codependency, they like to feel independent. So one of the biggest ways that you can feel independent if you're extremely codependent and you can never be alone is to cheat. If you cheat, then you feel like you have the ability to go out with whoever you want, right? Number six is the fear of commitment. So the narcissist doesn't feel comfortable in any committed situations because that also takes them down the path of some sort of intimacy. It also gives them the fear that they're going to be abandoned, and so they don't like to get too close to people because it brings them down to they start to walk down the path of feelings and having emotions and feelings attached to an individual. The seventh is the fear of inadequacy. So the narcissist, when they are in a supposed committed relationship or situationship, and they have to show up for the occasions that you would in an intimate relationship with a partner, a soul partner, there's certain obligations or there's certain things that you at least want to work hard on fulfilling. So if you can't fulfill those, then there is going to be a sense of inadequacy. And with them being all superior and having supremacy and being above and beyond humanity, they do not like shame, and this would shame them. So to avoid that, they will cheat, because cheating then helps them to rationalize other things, like somehow how it's your fault. Next is they're adrenaline junkies. Number 8, they're adrenaline junkies. So they like to cheat because if they cheat, then they have something sneaky that they can hide about their partner, and the whole orchestration of cheating causes their blood to flow, and they have an addiction to that adrenaline, and they've traded love for adrenaline. So now their sweetest form of energy is adrenaline, and they get that through cheating. Number 9 is they're addicted. They're addicted to dopamine and the dopamine hit. So they get shots of dopamine when they have sex with somebody, and cheating on somebody gives them both the adrenaline and a huge shot of dopamine. So they have the ability, they run on these kind of hits, the dopamine, the adrenaline, and when they're cheating on you, they get all of this. They also get power and control, and they feel like they're the best sex partner when they're having sex with somebody and watching them have sex with their person. It gives them a huge hit. A lot of times what you'll find is when they're down and out, the narcissist will first want to have sex with somebody, because sex will give them the biggest hit of dopamine and it's the easiest and at the quickest moment in time. So if they can get somebody to have sex with them, they'll get a huge hit of dopamine, and that dopamine, the dopamine centers of their brain is kind of unregulated to a point where they get a huge hit, and they have the ability to get a huge hit, but that's how their pathways are built. But then also they'll get a huge dump a lot of times, meaning it'll dip down so low as well. So anytime you get if you know in science, anytime you get a huge hit of dopamine, what's coming next is going to be a low end of it, meaning the next day, right? So the next day, instead of, there's an average level of dopamine that you want to stick to, and you don't want to get too many jumps and too many dips, but the jumps cause more greater dips. So it causes highs and lows, and that causes a lot of depression. So they're usually chasing dopamine and adrenaline, especially when they've had narcissist injury. This is the way that they will fix it, with an alternative partner. This kind of knocks them out of, if they have been injured, this is what would help them, because they have a lot of inadequacies. But the one thing that they can do is throw their body at somebody. And if they have several people trauma bonded or people that are infatuated with them, then they can go to one of them, and it would be very easy to get started pulling themselves out of this hole of narcissist injury and shame that they deal with. Number 10, secrecy. So when they have a primary source, they need to have secrets on that primary source. It kind of goes with the trade. So anytime that they have had somebody for a long period of time, you best believe they've cheated on you or that individual. And this helps them to dupe you. And when they dupe you, they, of course, get delight off it, right? So they like to have secrets, and secrets empower them. It helps them to know that even if you were to discard them down the road, that they have done these things to you first. Everything is a game, and everything is to win. And for them to win is to have secrets on you, so that they can also, if they need to, they can know that they did these things, or they could know and also tell you to hurt you that they did these things later on down the road. Or they can tell you, they tell the truth in around the corner, right? So they can tell you in a truth and a lie, and they love to do this kind of stuff, and this makes them feel powerful because you don't know anything about it. They're kind of telling you in a certain sort of way. They've done it, and they do it often, and you take it. So you're subservient to them. Number 11 is power and control. So that's what runs the narcissist. Power and control runs the narcissist. I mean, if you take power and control away from them, they will leave you. But when they do these things, it gives them power. It makes them feel powerful and in control over the whole situation. And it's also for sexual fulfillment. Maybe they can get somebody to do some strange things that you won't do. Maybe they feel that they have a high sex appetite, whatever, but on a sexual standpoint, it gives them more fulfillment in that area. A lot of them are addicted to porn, and they'll be into some crazy stuff. So anyway, this is the thing with the narcissist, and at the end of the day, they don't have they're inadequate when it comes to what they have attained when they have captured you or broke you down as their intimate partner. If you're a primary source supply, you're the real one. And when they lose you, because you decide that when you have decided that you have been mistreated enough to where you get past that point, you will start to address these issues that maybe you didn't address right away, and then they will end up, because you're addressing stuff that needs to be addressed and should have been addressed a long time ago, then they will break up with you. But then they will come back down the road and they will use it out as you being a liar, and you trying to punish them for something they didn't do, and that's part of a lot of times their smear campaign. But they were a lie ever since they came out of childhood. So anyway, if you can give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up, love y'all. Peace. Till next time. We're out.